Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another installment of TEDXcellence, the show where we learn something about how virtuous we are, based on race. Yeah. And come to you live from Crater Valley on the moon with Dog Cat Fox, a Pepperjack, and all of you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to Thursday. Test taking Thursday. That's what this is. What is anti-racism? Well, we'll go over that momentarily. But first, who's joining me on this beautiful Thursday evening? Walter Tomaszewski. Good evening. There we go. I'll be at work at 6 p.m. My cats might still listen in though. Okay. Ellen, Edward and Philip. I think. Good evening. Advocatus Diaboli. Good evening. Adabisi. Hello. I went to a job fair and all I got was a horrible cold virus. Well, you gave something a job. A random American. Good evening. Mike R, hello. Keeverdam, hello. Thank you, Keeverdam. Between me clicking on one of your messages and it appearing on the screen. So I'm clicking on it and I see it highlighted and then it takes a second to move over. So I don't know what's going on there. It must be StreamYard. Keeverdam, good evening, and thank you, Keeverdam, as always, for providing the link, guys, at the top of the chat box to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society donation page. If you're able, please take a look at that and donate. But even if you can't, if you can share that out on social media, that would be appreciated. So thank you ahead of time for that. And thank you, Keeverdam, for providing the link. And whatever's in my eye, that would be nice if you'd go away, so I'm not blinking all night. The Alexander, good evening. Who else is here? Kiro Soldier, hello. Tack Alpaca, hello. Ostsand, good evening. Mr. X51, hello. And Ryan R, of the R Clan. The R Clan. Frosted Glass. I'm max headrooming. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I need that moving, like, what's the French blinds thing going on in the background or whatever. Or that rotating corrugated steel thing. If you know, you know. Chicago Mike, good evening. Is Scribe buffering? Am I buffering? Uh-oh, maybe that was the problem. See, for those of you that weren't live when I started, I rebooted my computer just before I went on the air because my internet was feeling kind of chunky in navigating to things. I thought rebooting my computer solved that. Is it still going bad? Is it good? I don't know. I'm roboting like a mofo. Uh-oh. It's not me, guys. It's StreamYard or something else. Okay, well, let me know if it continues. If it gets, like, terrible, then it'll be a bad time for everybody. Daniel Folman, good evening. Is there a name for Scribe fans? Scribers? Lighters? Scribers was one idea from Tailed Feature years and years ago. Instead of subscribers, call yourself scribers. I will never go, hey there, Scribe Nation, or anything like that. So that's not going to happen. Sabian 187, good evening. Derek, holy cats. Bring this up here. Derek LaRue. I got a feeling I'm roboting again. Click on the thing. Derek LaRue. There we go. Is this still roboting? There is this weird delay between me clicking on. Oh my God. A mead raid just as I'm roboting out. That's great. Nope, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I don't even know if I'm broadcasting right now. This is bad. Okay. Well, I waited. Now it's popping up again. Oh boy. Okay. How? I don't know. This is not a very good show, guys. I apologize. Your broadcasting just glitchy as fuck. I blame StreamYard. I blame StreamYard. This is not me. Everything is fine. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know what'll happen. I'm gonna log out, guys. Just for a moment. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna come back. If it's still goofing off, then so be it. I'm gonna put something up in the meantime just to cover up the screen. So, just hold. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, well now you guys need to tell me how it looks, how it's working. I don't know. We'll try this again. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Is everything looking terrible or good or bad? Let me know. I'll give it a second. Apologies. Live television, what can I tell you? Looks better, at least right now. Okay, I will continue with the hellos. And if it craps out again, or it looks like it's going to go off the races, I might call it early or something tonight. And I don't mean to have that background. Let's go to the appropriate... It did it again, didn't it? I'm roboting again, aren't I? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know if if StreamYard is messing up, start a different stream. Feels like it might be a problem. Sound is... Nothing I can do about that. Like now. I don't know if I can. I apologize, guys. Not quite the little usual tempo I try to maintain for my broadcasts. Lagged, Windows update issues, no roboting on my end. Oh man. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Can I change? Okay. I ratcheted down the stream quality of the camera from 1080 to 720. I don't know if that's going to change anything. I'll give it a second. I'll try some more hellos here, and we'll see what happens. Mike R., thank you so much. You're roboting like a mofo. Yes, I'm aware. I missed it before. Derek LaRue, thank you so much for your contribution. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a good evening and hope you enjoy the show, such as it is, for the moment. Okay, let's see. Anybody else? Not Z3PO. When does it stop? I don't know. Full Metal Joker. Oh no, Roboman is attacking. I know. I apologize. Dom O'Leary, good evening. Rioting as fuck. I mean, I suppose it's possible. Davina Duckworth. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yes. Suzanu Ala Richard. Audit's only impacting your camera and the audio. Well, I don't know. If it's StreamYard, everything was working fine earlier today, so I don't know. Okay, I need a review like right now, guys. How are things looking? How are things sounding? Do I sound like I'm coherent in general terms? Or are we all crapping out again? It's okay right now. Evening, Brian Morissette, sorry. Faustonia, hello. Evil One, hello. Okay. All right, well, guys, we're going to go with this for now. If it goes completely sideways. But anyway, what's tonight's topic, everybody? Well, you know, I haven't seen something on TEDx posted explicitly about anti-racism in quite a while, because anti-racism has kind of taken a nosedive in popularity over the last couple of years because it's kind of a con. Is anti-racism? Well, I had it explained to me after 3 bites at the apple by Ibram X. Kendi himself, the man who wrote the book on how to be anti-racist. And here's how it works. Okay, and I'm simplifying it for the sake of brevity. You see, racism is a universal concept. It is in all things. It is in all people. It is institutions. There's no avoiding it. There is no status in which racism just is. Okay? It's like the carbon atom. It's just there. So what does it mean to be anti-racist? Well, to be racist is simply to be in denial. To be anti-racist is confession. You are never cured of your racism. You're never racism free. There is there's no being in which you are not racist in some way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of whether or not you're acknowledging it and reveling in your own wretchedness. And the people who are the most racist, obviously, are those with power. And on, and on, and on. So if you want to be anti-racist, you have to be confessing every single day hatred. That's anti-racism, as I've had it explained to me, again, by the man who wrote the book, Ibram X. Kendi. I actually have that as one of TEDx's. I think this was during the lockdown. He was being interviewed by 2 of the interview, they asked him to explain what is anti-racism. In his first answer, giant block of words. Nonsense. They asked him again because he didn't quite define it. Second giant block of words. And on the 3rd try, even he could see that he had to say something relatively brief. And that's what he came up with. Racism is denial, anti-racism is confession. So there you go. Am I still roboting? Chicago Mike, I am watching on X chatting here. Hey, hi X. Yes, I'm simulcasting on X. I don't know how the simulcast is going on X compared to YouTube. You'd have to let me know. Sound buffer drops every 7 seconds. What? Oh no. Okay. I'm hesitant to try to do a whole show if it's going to robot every 10 seconds. Boy, oh boy. This is frustrating, guys. I don't want to disappoint you. I'd really like to get into this because I was looking forward to this all night. Oh man. Captain JPS, thank you so much for the hiya, Dogcat Fox. Oh, Dogcat Fox.
Wowie wow wow.
There's a dog. Thank you so much, Captain JPS. It's getting about 120 seconds ago. And on my own screen, I saw my camera just glitch for a second. I can't tell you how frustrating this is. I have no control over this. From the last time I streamed, did a couple of things. Try without the webcam. Okay, we might go old school tonight. That's a good idea. I don't even know what's going on now. This is... I just paid my subscription for this service. A ridiculously increased price subscription for this service as compared to 2 years ago. I attended their little webinar a couple of days ago where they were talking about all the new features they were going to have on, like the one I tried out last time with the vertical version and the landscape version that had so many errors. I'm paying a premium for this. Okay, we hear and see you loud and clear. Okay, I'm going to give it just a minute, guys. I apologize. I really want to get the show started. I didn't mean it for it to take this long, but I don't. If this is going to crap out again in the next 3 minutes or something, and you guys are going to hear nothing but robots, I really don't want to try to do a show if it's just going to be start, stop, herky jerky the whole time. So let's give it a second. I'll read some more of your hellos and comments and things. I saw somebody in here I wanted to say hello to, and they've disappeared. Or they've scrolled up somewhere in the ether. Captain Krypton. Racism is even in midichlorians, man. Everywhere. I know. It's everywhere. Old guy. Old guy, is it your birthday yet? Was it like a couple of days or weeks from when we last spoke? Let me know. I forget. I forgot. Jim Noxious. We hear you, Scribe. Okay, you hear me. Tim Hayes. We hear and see you loud and clear. Okay, how's it going? 8 days, old guy? Okay. Maybe music. I could do that too. I don't think that's much of a culprit, but sure. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to call it good for now. We'll see what happens, guys. If everything goes sideways, maybe again tomorrow. I can't do tomorrow. But still freezing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Well, see, this makes me worried for tomorrow. Because tomorrow's the next Living on Borrowed. All right. Gosh, guys. I really wish this wasn't like this. I'm going to try turning off my camera again real quick, see what happens. Okay. Okay, I've turned off the camera. Can you see my avatar? I'll give it another second here. Otherwise, I'm just going to call it, and I apologize, guys, if I have to. I do a show if it's going to be all yucky and indistinct, incomprehensible. Okay, sound is fine, looking good. All right, we'll give it a shot like this, guys. We'll see what happens. And, all right, anyway, so after a long delay, we're going to find out, presumably from our speaker, if we're actually anti-racist. Fingers crossed, knock Formica that this goes okay, and especially tomorrow. Let's go.
Amaraception.
Amaraception. That was the sequel to Inception, wasn't it? Christopher Nolan's failed movie? You guys hear me okay? Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. I got so discombobulated. Tonight's bingo card is bingo card C. C as in... Ception. Sure, why not? So look up bingo card C. Links are in the description. Please take a look at those. Okay. Audio is good at the moment. Okay. Is the video playing okay? I guess we'll find out. Anyway, bingo card C. Amaraception. Amaraception.
Yeah?
Sure.
Amaraception.
Amaraception.
What if I told you...
that there's the Matrix? Is our speaker Morpheus?
That I was practicing Amaraception.
I don't know. What if Dr. Doom was a Sorcerer Supreme?
What if I told you I was really getting into Amaraception?
I guess I'd feel excited for you in your own personal world.
At the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What would that make you think?
Will that make me think? I don't know. I don't know. Honest, I don't know the meaning of the word.
How would that make you feel?
I don't know what it is.
And how would it change your expectations?
But that it's like nobody knows what that word is, so that's the thing. Nobody understands the concept. Let me talk to you about anti-racism.
It doesn't. And that's fair enough, because a reception is not.
Oh! So why are you wasting my time?
Thank you. Yes. I made it up. It's a nonsense
like
word.
anti-racism.
But here's the
Oh.
about words. The secret they don't tell you.
They? Who's they?
They're all nonsense words. At least.
What? Wait, what? They're all nonsense words. Nonsense. Okay. In the chat, buzzword or buzz phrase. Let me. I had to restart everything earlier. My bingo. Real quick. And boy, going old school tonight on the broadcast. Actually, it's not that old school. I shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be such an alien experience, right? Oh, I've got the camera off. I always had the camera off. This is how it's been for 9 years for the most part. Anyway, over on the bingo card, circling, attempt to coin new buzzword or buzz phrase, even if he's using it as a prop. He's saying that it is as legitimate as every other word, his made-up word.
At least at the start. No word has any intrinsic meaning.
At least at the start. Okay, so language is just a social construct?
Words acquire meaning from the thoughts and the actions that we associate with them.
Faustonia! Holy cats, thank you so much. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. Thank you, Faustonia. Appreciate it. Words don't mean anything. All right, for the sake of argument, I'm going to go along with you. Okay, yes, words represent things. Their meaning can change over time. Yes, okay. And?
So if you want to know what any word means, you need to know what people think and what they do when they say it.
Okay. Yeah, you know it can change from culture to culture too. Yeah, okay.
I want you to play an imaginative game with me.
I love games, and I have an imagination.
I want you to imagine that a reception did have a meaning.
Okay. A reception. Let's see. Amara. See, I'm trying to do the spelling bee thing. Its component parts. I don't even know what Amara is, if it's even a real, stem of a real word.
In fact, I want you to imagine that it was offered to you as a solution to the very serious problem of racism.
Oh. Like colorblindness?
I want you to imagine that really wonderful, influential political people like Claire Fox, Baroness Fox.
Oh yes, Baroness Fox of Buckley. I read her often. Whatever. Mike. Uh-oh. There we go. I went to school with a reception. Uh-oh. All right. Now the only reason I say uh-oh is because there was a delay again between me clicking on Chicago Mike's message and it appearing on the screen. And that has been the red flag tonight for something's going wrong with the broadcast. So how's it sounding, guys? How's it looking? This is what I hate about the situation, where I have no control over it, and I have no feedback from... I don't have a co-host to tell me if something's wrong on their end. Sounds fine. Okay. Leanna Johnson says sounds fine, looks good. Okay. All right. It's good enough at the moment. Good enough for you, it's good enough. For me, it's good enough.
Would say things like, ooh, a truly progressive society should aspire to Amara-ception.
Color blindness?
Or people like author and social commentator Douglas Murray would say, the only way to a fair society
Color blindness?
is Amara-ception. Or people like the American political activist Ward Connolly would say that Amara-ception is the very essence of what America is
Color
supposed
blindness?
to be about.
I mean, I can go all day.
What do you think about Amara-ception then?
I still don't know what it means. Oh.
But it gets better. It gets better. I want you to imagine that all sorts of brilliant people who are high achievers, people who are
like
at the top
me?
of their game, people who are role models, people who are importantly black.
Oh, importantly, of everything that you just said, the important part is their skin color. Not their character, not that they're role models just for being or doing what they do and who they are. No. Let's hear that again, shall we?
People who are high achievers.
High achievers, yes, high achievers, a mark of merit.
People who are at the top of their game.
Top of their game, mark of merit and effort and earning it.
People who are role models.
Role models.
People who were importantly black.
Oh,
people like Thomas Sowell and Colin Powell.
Are you a fan of Thomas Sowell? Uh-oh. Cole? Okay.
Even people whose names don't rhyme, like
Condoleezza Rice. Yeah. What was her job that very one fateful day? What was her responsibility? Not a particular fan of Condoleezza Rice. There's many, many people that should have lost their jobs at the very least back.
Or Shelby Steele, or Trevor Phillips. I want you to imagine all these amazing, brilliant black people.
Why do I have to focus on skin color?
Also got behind Amara-ception.
Thomas Sowell is going to get behind whatever the stand-in for Amara-ception is. Okay.
I bet I know what you're thinking.
Oh, you bet you know what I'm thinking. Mind reading assumes motives. There we go. Circling mind reading assumes motives on the card. Just as a reminder, this is bingo card C. So get your bingo cards in the description below. And so far on the board, we have circled mind reading assumes motives, attempt to coin new buzzword, buzz phrase, and free space. What we are waiting to hear, and we may hear sooner or later, DEI philosophy, word salad, a list. He did list off a bunch of names. I'm going to wait and see if he has like a steps into process or something. And we'll see what happens. Marginalization, I'll bet you. Patriarchy, maybe. Contradicts own point or fails to make argument, possibly. Feminism, systemic or institutional, I'd be surprised if not. Anecdote that probably never happened. White supremacy, it may be implied if not stated directly. Childhood or family anecdote, not yet. Leaves out vital context. Weightless example or non sequitur, perhaps. Sales pitch for product or service, perhaps. Privilege, probably. Collectivizes own demographic, we're getting there. Self-vilification or wretchedness, I'd be surprised. Economic disparity, possibly. Benevolent condescension, I'm guessing probably yes. Plays victim, maybe. Deceptive statistics, possibly. And lastly, microaggressions or unconscious bias, wherein he uses those concepts in his talk. So far getting on the board, mind reading assumes motives, attempt to coin new buzzword or buzz phrase, and free space. And thank you, Chicago Mike. Imagine all the people sharing all the world and a Coke. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Okay, so yes, all of these very highly accomplished, respectable individuals, except for Condoleezza Rice, and they're all black too.
We're thinking, ooh, this thing sounds pretty great.
No, it sounds kind of racist.
I hope it's not just the political leaders. I hope it's not just the brilliant role models. I hope it's everybody. I hope everyone's into this thing.
Colorblindness?
And what if I told you were right?
What if I told you?
What if I told you about a survey?
A survey? Would you like to take a survey? Uh-oh, we got some statistics coming up. Do we believe them?
of American mothers.
100 American mothers. Awfully small sample size.
That most of them, the majority of them, thought immunoreception was a good idea, and they were teaching it to their children.
Okay, dude, this device is getting old really quick. What if? Just say what you mean. I've seen the title of your presentation, at least the purported title of your presentation. This is a waste of time. Get to the point.
What if I found very much the same? The majority of teachers supported immunoreception. They were teaching it to their students.
I would still say you have a very cloistered and small sample size. So it doesn't mean anything.
What if I told you about...
There's no what if. There's no what if. You are telling me right now. It's not a speculative prospect. You're just doing it right now.
About big surveys of young people who are 14 to 24.
In the range where your brain's still developing.
People who will decide what next 10, 20 years of our lives. What if I told you that depending on how you ask them, 90% of them thought that immunoreception was a great
13
idea.
to 24-year-olds think eating Tide Pods is a great idea. So...
They thought it was a good way to embrace
diversity inclusion.
My conclusion.
Okay, circling. DEI philosophy. Race diversity and inclusion. RDE. All right, well, let's see. You've spent almost 4 minutes of your 14-minute talk talking nonsense in a very tiresome device trying to convince us of something. Please get on to, and here's what he's done so far. Argumentum ad populum. A lot of people think it's a great idea, so it must be correct. Yes. Remember, everyone, if something is thought to be true or practiced by a people, then it obviously has merit and value. So... you got something else for me? Yes, we call that sophistry.
But you forget something. Words don't just get their meanings from our intentions. They get their meanings from the thoughts and the behaviors associated with them.
Okay.
And we haven't yet checked what happens when people actually say immunoreception.
Okay. Stop with your phony word as a placeholder for what you mean to talk about.
What do they think? What do they do? Fortunately, we have science.
Science? I love science.
What if I told you?
I swear, I am getting tired. I am tired of hearing him saying, what if I told you? What if I told you? Ah, good gravy.
That I conducted a little survey.
Oh.
I got together about 200 to 300 British people.
Did you, though, or is this just another hypothetical tool for your presentation?
I worked with two friends of mine, Professor Katie Greenland and Professor Colette Van Laar, and we measured three things. We measured how much these people ascribed to immunoreception, how much they were practicing immunoreception, and we also measured their levels of both explicit and implicit racism.
How? How do you measure racism? I mean, if you place it into a tub of water, what is its volume? It's just... Okay.
Now, what do those mean?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Explicit racism is the open racism. It's the kind of thing where people just say, ethnic minorities, they're taking too much, they're being treated too well. The open out racism.
Unless it's an observable fact based on politics and virtue signaling and social justice. If somebody's being given preferential treatment because of their race or their ethnicity, then it might not be an invalid argument. It might not be racism, but just observation. But I mean, we are talking about the meaning of words here.
Implicit racism is the subtle kind, the kind you tell other people about, the kind you might even realize that you
Bias.
have.
Okay, well, he actually used the concept in his talk, circling that one on the board.
Measured both.
How?
Now, if Amara-ception was really this great thing,
I know he's probably not going to answer this. I would love to know how he measures this. How does he measure explicit racism in an individual versus implicit racism? What is his scale? What marks someone as being explicit versus implicit? Someone making a statement of observational fact versus someone making a statement out of hatred on the basis of race. I don't know that we're going to get that answer, but I'd love to hear it.
Might not even realize that you have. If we measured both. Now, perception was really all those political leaders and all those wonderful.
Why is it really about black people? I mean, racism, I don't know. I mean, what if I told you that racism can be practiced by anyone of any particular color? In fact, people can practice racism on their own race. They could be hateful of their own skin color. What if I told you that the world is not explicitly black and white? You seem to be very focused on one color. Why?
Then what you should expect is that as people practice Amara-ception more, their levels of racism go down.
Oh, okay. Okay. Their levels of racism. How are you measuring this? Did you encounter anyone who wasn't racist by any chance?
But this isn't what we found. In fact, we found exactly the opposite.
Oh my God.
The more people practiced Amara-ception, the more into Amara-ception they were, the more racist they became on every measure that we had.
I was joking before. Maybe I'm right. Is Amara-ception a stand-in for colorblindness? Is he making the anti-colorblindness argument?
And I know what you're thinking. Oh, maybe we coded it wrong. Maybe we measured it wrong. Maybe we did the analyses wrong. No, we did not.
No, I assure you, everything we did was absolutely perfect. Everything we did was perfect in every way. Practically perfect in every way. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. By racist, he means they did not agree with what he wanted. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, no. Okay, but before you question our methodology, before you question anything about our conclusions, no, let me tell you, everything we did. Okay. Obviously, you are practically perfect in every way. I totally believe you. I actually don't believe you, and I love the fact that you allow for no possibility of error in your own methodology. That's great. You've given yourself a pass. And likewise...
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Right?
What if I told you that an honest researcher would be able to interrogate and check his work? I know. Crazy idea.
So did every other person who studied Amara-ception before.
Oh,
and
every single person found the exact same result as you did. Oh, okay.
Found very, very similar things.
Very similar things. Not the same things. There was variance? Oh.
To such an extent that you get reviews in journals like Current Directions in Psychological Science, a very prestigious social psychological journal, pointing out that Amara-ception is not a panacea, but sometimes represents more of an obstacle than an asset to facilitating constructive race relations.
If Amara-ception is just his stand-in for colorblindness as a principle, I'm going to hit the psychic button. Because I was joking at the front of this. I thought that his Amara-ception thing was a stand-in for anti-racism. But I was joking because I thought, what you really should be saying is colorblindness is the better way to go about doing these things instead of focusing on race. So his entire talk is just color blindness is wrong, is what I'm guessing.
That is so polite, isn't it? That's polite science speak. Shall I say it less politely?
Oh, please, by all means, let loose, dude. Let us know how you really feel.
You might think you are helping. You might think this is a good thing, but it is not.
Oh, it's not. Okay, so I should focus on people's race. I should evaluate people, their life experience, their worthiness, the quality of their lives. I should assume to know something about them, first and foremost, of their race. That is a principle by which I should conduct myself in life. Okay, now, what do you call someone who makes assumptions about the condition of someone's life or their quality or their lived experiences without any other information, first and foremost, on the basis of their skin color? What would you describe that person as being? And again, I'm operating under the assumption, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. Unlike, people who do scientific studies that are absolutely perfect in every way, that we're talking about color blindness.
It is sometimes a bad thing. You are making people more racist, not less.
I'm making people racist by encouraging people to not make race a consideration in the evaluation of other people. Okay?
Can you imagine that? I mean, you can. I just asked you to do that. But
Yeah, no, I can imagine it. You might want to look up Coleman Hughes's TEDx talk, or TED talk, I forget what it was. That was attempted to be suppressed by TED. I did a whole little live documentary on that about a year and a half ago. You should take a look at that. It's interesting.
could you imagine that kind of world, a world in which so many people put so much effort into doing something they thought was good when it was bad?
Oh, I can I can totally imagine that world. I can totally imagine that world. You know why it's easy to imagine that world? Because I've been following DEI advocates and anti-racist preachers for the last 9 years. It is a simple thing to. I don't even have to lift a finger to imagine that. Oh man, do I have a square for lack of self-awareness? Oh, good golly.
Unfortunately, we do not
you're
have
right.
to imagine it. I wasn't lying to you. Amaraception is a made-up word.
Yeah.
It is nonsense. I did make it up for you.
Well, I didn't think you were lying about that. Oh,
But there are other words that I have not
Show me.
made up.
I'm doing the whole Family Feud thing. Show me colorblindness.
For example, colorblindness.
Oh! Come on, anytime now. Go. Popped off the little psychic stinger. Yeah, there's a weird delay between me pushing buttons and something happening on the screen. So something is up with StreamYard tonight, guys. I apologize. I'm gonna finish. Anybody watching in the future, I don't even know what it's going to look like when it finally gets recorded and broadcast. But either way, I'm going to take a victory lap on that one. So you spent over half of your talk bad-mouthing colorblindness, but using the device of the definition of words. Okay, well, let's talk about the definition of colorblindness in this context. Now that you've wasted all of our time and finally got to your point, tell us about colorblindness. Why this is bad. Okay, not that you've determined it is bad, but why. This is the part that I'm most curious about. Why colorblindness make things as an element of assessment become a bad thing? Yeah, I know.
Colorblindness.
Oh, with a U. Oh, yeah, he's in Britain.
I am not talking about the situation, the condition in which you have difficulty distinguishing between green and red. That's not what I'm talking about.
Saying it exactly like that, based on how many times I've had people, either more often than not in promotional videos and such, equate the principle of color blindness with a claim of actual color blindness. Like, they're lying. They obviously see what my skin color is. Okay. So if you're the two, fair enough. Do you know the definition of color blindness in this context?
I'm talking about racers. I don't see it.
It is not a literal claim. Not assessing someone on the basis of their skin color. Just like most people don't practice assessing people on the basis of their hair color or their eye color. It's just going one step beyond, like madness, from things about someone's makeup that we already don't really use much to assess. Well, of course, unless we're talking about like redheads, because if you're a redhead, I'm probably going to be more attracted to you than if you're a brunette. It might be incremental. But but aside from that, I'm talking about the quality of someone, the value of someone, assessing their character. Let's say. Oh, redheads. Anyway, sorry. What?
The thing that happens when people come up to me and they say, "Oh, I don't even think of you as black."
Who comes up to you and says, "I don't even think of you as black"? I'm getting ready to circle anecdote that never happened, but.
Interestingly, they never say to any of my Chinese or Indian friends, suggesting that on some level, they are aware of which one of us is the black one.
I'm sorry, who here has been focusing explicitly on people's skin color? Who here is complaining about the treatment or mistreatment or elevation or thereof of black people? If you're the one constantly talking about race and someone is trying to assure you that they're not seeing the world or assessing people in that way, might it be so alien for them to tell you it's not that big a deal to me in so many words? I don't think someone just came up to you out of nowhere. I think somebody probably listened and then for whatever reason wanted to placate your fears. But they did it in obviously the wrong way because you need them to see your race. You need them to acknowledge your skin color for some reason.
Like, they know. They know. Color blindness is a solution to racism.
What is the opposite of racism? I mean, anti-racism is not the opposite of racism. Anti-racism is an acceptance and, in fact, a sort of profession, in the sense of professing something, that racism is everywhere. Okay, so if racism, and I hate to repeat myself, but if racism is assessing the or a demographic, then what is the opposite, the 180-degree opposite of that kind of thinking? Describe for me what or how that would operate. What would you have to do in order to directly counter racism? And if it's not color blindness, the principle thereof, then what?
Douglas Murray and Ward Connolly have
Does Thomas Sowell think color blindness is good?
The way to a fair and a just and a truly progressive society.
Okay, why is it? You haven't told us why it's bad. You've just said that it's bad. Why is it bad?
Color blindness is the thing that all these brilliant black people, all these role models, all these people at the top of their game have come out in support.
Douglas Murray is a black person? What? Wait, did I miss something? Are we talking about the same Douglas Murray?
And if you think this is the end of the list, it's not.
I'm sure it's not the end of the list because there's lots of people out there that have some common sense as to what the opposite of race is.
Kemi Badenoch. Okay, no fans here.
Who?
Badenoch. She might be the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She's a
Kemi Badenoch? Okay, well, British politicians have the weirdest names. Keir Starmer. Kenny Badenoch. Francis McCullochen. Anyway.
ex-Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She is the first black woman to be the leader of a major political party in the UK.
Great. Does she have any qualifications that put her in that position? Okay, again, not that I need to keep underscoring it, but he's not giving me much choice. Who is focused so intently on race in this quote-unquote conversation? You that if you are inordinately focused on elevating the race of individuals as some sort of element of their merit or their prestige, and even in the sense of saying, oh, all of these really smart black people say that color blindness is this. What does their race have to do with it? Why are you focused on race? What kind of person focuses so much on people's skin color in evaluating their worthiness?
She believes in colorblindness. If she wins, she will be by default the go-to role model for every black child in the UK for the next 5 or 10 years.
Well, thank goodness for that then. Hey, I suddenly became a bigger fan of her than I was 5 minutes ago. Great. When what is the downside? You have not, okay, throughout all of this, 8 minutes into this thing, of a 14-minute talk, and at no point have you described to us what are the demonstrable, at least in your mind, negative effects of practicing colorblindness. What specifically does it do harmful, and how does it work? If you're going to vilify something, you have to at least tell us what its powers are.
And she supports colorblindness.
Great.
Colorblindness is a thing that all those mothers are teaching to their children. Colorblindness is the thing that 9 young people said was a great idea.
Good. Hey, you know what? Credit where credit is due. 14 to 24-year-olds, if they think colorblindness is good, great. I'm a happy guy. Why should we be scared? What does it do to... If I see you as a man and not as a black man, what damage is done to you?
Colorblindness is the Professor Eduardo Bonilla Silva in his book, Racism Without Racism. And by the way, he's not just some guy. He is a professor of sociology at Duke. He is the former president of the American Sociological Association.
Oh my gosh, he's got all these credentials. It'd be terrible if he was...
Colorblindness as the dominant racial ideology for white America today.
Well, good. I hope it's the dominant ideology for everybody, regardless of their race. Wouldn't you? But okay. Tell me why. Tell me why it's bad. We're 9 minutes in. You've got 5 minutes left to tell me that aside from the fact that you hate colorblindness as a concept, what harm is it doing you or anybody else?
And that is true in several other majority white spaces as well.
Only white people think colorblindness is good? You just gave us a whole litany of celebrities that are black that think it's good. Like Douglas Murray.
Look to your left.
Look to my left. Who's at my left? Oh, well, you know who's exactly at my left, if you can believe it.
Wowie, wow, wow.
That's right. Dogcat Fox. Dogcat Fox and his friend. His friend who is not camera ready yet. I know, I keep teasing this guy. I need to figure out how to make him camera ready. The time is coming. I just need to get creative. I need to find a couple of extra things. I need to conduct a couple of genetic experiments. And then Dogcat Fox's friend will be ready to appear. And granted, of course, my camera works on StreamYard in the near future. But anyway, yes?
Look to your right.
Look to my right. I've got my my cocoa cup. I can has your soul. It says I can has your soul on it. It's got a little baby Cthulhu on it. So, oh, Cat Fox is to the left of me. Cthulhu to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Thank you for doing that. That's very helpful. You are surrounded by people.
I am?
Who believe in color blindness.
Good. Why is it bad? This is driving me nuts. Why? I'm sincere when I say this. I want to hear his assessment of why color blindness is a net negative. Not that just he thinks it's negative. Not that just he's dismayed at so many people that think it's positive. I want to hear what it is it supposedly does that is harmful.
Who practice color blindness.
Uh-huh.
And who think it's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm getting happy. The more that you're complaining about these things, the happier I'm getting.
But it's not.
Why?
Color blindness is that thing that I investigated in 2021.
That thing.
With Katie Greenland and Colette Ben-Lahr. Color blindness is a thing that is associated with more racism, not less.
How do you assess that? How do you measure racism? How?
Color blindness is a thing that decades of research, not just mine, decades of research, has found causes people to be less friendly towards black people.
Okay. I think I am a supreme color blindnesser. Category you look at, what? So you must know what I think about these things.
To be less
of course
supportive
I'm less supportive of Black
Matter.
Lives Matter because it's a con game. Have you been paying attention for the last 10 years? You pay attention to Patrisse Cullors embezzling $90 million and giving money to her family and friends, buying a $6 million mansion with money that was donated to go towards social causes? Yeah, it's a con job. Of course I don't support it. Now, if you're asking me if I support the concept and the amorphous abstract of Black Lives Matter, well, we are talking about the meaning of words in this talk, aren't we? Is that your metric for whether or not someone's racist? Whether or not they support a corrupt social movement that collects money towards people's pockets? Is that really the hill you want to die on this one?
To be less interested in affirmative action.
I hate affirmative action. You know why I hate affirmative action? Because it's racist. You know, do you know that? Do you know that giving preferential treatment to the people on the basis of their skin color is race? Did you know that? What if I told you? What if I told you that assessing a person's value, assessing a person's disability, assessing a person's inability to achieve, first and foremost on the basis of their race, was racist? I know, it's a crazy idea. But what if I told you that there were institutions that had come up with a phrase for this practice and then applied it towards people seeking an education? I know, it's crazy. What if affirmative action benefited white people explicitly? What would you say about affirmative action then? I mean, the mechanic's the same. If people started seeing white people as inherently disadvantaged or something, or needed a hand up, would you be for affirmative action then? I don't know.
When we measure it, we consistently find that color blindness is a problem.
Why? So far, you have listed doesn't support Black Lives Matter, doesn't support affirmative action. Okay, you believe in Black Lives Matter, the social movement, despite its obvious con man, foundation. You believe in affirmative action, despite the fact that it is inherently racist, however you slice it. So, color blindness damages or does not benefit Black Lives Matter and affirmative action. I mean, I'm already sold. I'm waiting for the bad news.
Color blindness is a thing that was described in that review in Current Directions in Psychological Science as not a panacea, as a problem. And I know what you're thinking.
You know what I'm thinking? Okay, well then tell me specifically, aside from the social, political, or sort of entitlement movements that you support that are damaged by not being so racist anymore, why is it a problem? If you know what I'm thinking, why are we even having this discussion?
Thinking, oh, but all the black role models, oh, but all those people who told me. And I remind you that words don't get their meaning from your intentions or from the colors and shapes in your head.
What are you talking about? What is that? What? Okay. You know, I might be dense. In fact, I'm pretty sure I am. I'm not very quick on the uptake sometimes. But what are you talking about? Words have meanings, yes. And so all of those high-achieving, role model black leaders, because their skin color is really important, you know, like Douglas Murray, the black guy, when they say that colorblindness, the principle, the philosophy, the practicing of colorblindness is a good thing, they're all wrong because words mean things. They haven't given any thought to the mechanisms behind those words, is what you're saying. They're just belting out a buzzword without any consideration of what it actually says about anybody? I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to here, unless you've got something else for me.
Not entirely. They get their meanings from the things you think and the things you do after you say them.
Okay, so Colin Powell, from your own study, which has obviously been backed up by many, many other studies, and your methodology was absolutely perfect in every way and had no flaws whatsoever, Colin Powell, Thomas Sowell, these two guys, I'll just name them in particular because you named them, they are racist. They are inherently more racist as a result of colorblindness, specifically towards black people, because that's what you've been saying. So they hate their own race for being colorblind. Is that what you are telling me? Because that's what I'm hearing. And that's an amazing thing to say. I mean, that's an amazing claim to make. Frosted Glass, the colorblind suck. Don't let them in our schools. I know. Red light, green light, what does that even mean? Jeez. I'm still getting the delay on clicking on someone's message and appearing on the screen. StreamYard. Shit, I am paying for this. And not a measly amount per year.
And no matter how much you might intend.
Okay, I know. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I understand that. But you have not, at any point in this, described an actual negative consequence of the philosophy of colorblindness, except making allegations without any examples. Except for, oh no, I don't support Black Lives Matter or affirmative action. Wham, wham, wham. And?
If you decide to go colorblind, you're making it worse.
How am I making it worse? By not giving my money to con artists? By not supporting an institutionalized, systemic, racist program like affirmative action? Oh no, please. Oh, how can I atone for my sin?
I could have just come out and said that at the start.
You could have saved us. You could have saved me all the time in the world if you had just dropped this hokey word replacement thing, which you still haven't explained what the heck that has to do with anything. And actually, oh my God, this is okay. I don't know. This is something else. I guess I knew what to expect. Like this would be nonsense. I didn't know it would be this much nonsense, where even he acknowledges that he could have just cut to the chase 10 minutes ago.
Of course. Yeah, I could have. I chose not to.
Why?
And here's why.
Tell me why?
I'm a social psychologist.
Okay. And?
By training, I've held professorships across various institutions. I published about 80 papers.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. And everything you've ever done is absolutely perfect and does not need to be questioned because your methodology was checked and has been done by others, and nobody needs to bother interrogating that, as we were told earlier.
Mostly on prejudice and prejudice reduction.
Like, somehow I can believe it.
And I've written a couple of books, including one specifically about racism, what it is and what to do about it.
Okay, well, sales pitch for product or service. There you go. Circling that one. Let's see. Also circling leaves out vital context. Collectivizes his own demographic. Yeah, we're going to circle that one too. Oh, man. Anecdote that probably never happened. The one that he mentioned, like, I don't even think of you as black. That one. I mean, I can believe that someone said that to him, but not like out of nowhere. Someone was trying to assure him of something after he was complaining about everything. That's my guess there. Word salad, yeah, the first 10 minutes, Amaraception, all that nonsense, that was word salad. Circling that one. Okay, so let me give a list here. Okay, so guys, here's what I have circled on the card so far. We still have a couple minutes left. Remember, this is bingo card C. I have circled DEI philosophy, word salad, mind reading assumes motives, attempt to coin new buzzword or buzz phrase. Excuse me, anecdote that probably never happened. Free space, leaves out vital context, sales pitch for product or service, collectivizes own demographic, and microaggressions, unconscious bias. I'm also going to circle deceptive statistics. Well, yes, I'm going to circle deceptive statistics because his own study, in the absence of explaining how he measured racism and his claims that his methodology and his study and everything was absolutely perfect and had no flaws. That's not how it works. You can say the results of your own study. You cannot claim that it's practically perfect in every way. Anyway, so that's what I've circled on the card so far. We're almost done, depending on what he says.
I've worked for charities and think tanks and universities, of course, and consultancies.
I can believe it. There was a big market in anti-racism over the last 10 years.
And so I've been in a lot of rooms. I've spoken to a lot of different kinds of people.
Uh-huh. Were you the only one of your kind in some of those rooms?
I have learned the hard way that you cannot just want people, hey, colorblindness makes you racist.
You're right. You can't. You would really have to explain how that works. And you've had, thus far, 7 unhindered moments on this stage, and you still haven't.
They don't like it.
Why? Why should they like it?
They get really
because
angry.
You're accusing them of being racist.
If I'm going to be honest with you, some of them have been quite rude.
Oh, yeah, well, I know. I mean, if you went up and accused somebody of having a lax set of morals, what reaction do you expect you would get?
Afterwards, really rude. And I understand. Because this is something they've invested their lives in.
Yeah, sort of like anti-racism or DEI. I mean, it is a shocking thing when you're told that your personal philosophy and set of values has no value and actually makes things worse. I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
This is something they've been told by their parents and their teachers and their role models from day one. This is how you're a good person.
The absolute, and I said this earlier, absolute lack of self-awareness on this one is kind of astonishing.
This is how you can show people that you're one of the good guys.
Yeah, I know.
And then some guy comes in and tells them, no, you're being more racist, not less.
I know. Isn't that crazy with being an anti-racist and focusing explicitly on people's skin color as a value factor and assessing them? I know. It's nutty.
Their feelings take over. It's too big. It's too painful. And with such big, painful feelings, there just aren't going to be facts strong enough to break through.
I know. If only you'd offer some facts. You know, I don't know.
If you think this talk, the point of this talk is just to tell you that colorblindness is a bad idea.
Uh-oh. Well, you haven't given me reason to think elsewise, because all you've been saying is that colorblindness is a bad idea. That's it. That's your entire argument. It's bad because no Black Lives Matter and no affirmative action. If it's not that, then tell me, oh, tell me true. What is it? What is it? That's it. What is it?
It's not.
You want it out, but you can't have it.
It's actually about that thing I just said.
That thing you just said? That thing you do? Doing that thing you do?
About that feelings over facts approach.
God, this guy, all he does is go over and over and over how much colorblindness makes him angry and never explains what it does. And now he's focusing on feelings over facts.
To solving societal problems.
Yeah.
This approach that we cannot afford to.
Guys, feelings over facts is not a good strategy for helping solve society's problems. Now, let me tell you how much I hate colorblindness. Why do you hate colorblindness? I'm not going to tell you, I just do.
Continue.
Yeah.
Because colorblindness isn't the only thing that we say.
Oh.
We say a lot of things.
I know. I say a lot of things every day. I say things like, wowie, wow, wow. I say things like, what else do I say? I say TEDXcellence. I probably say the word and quite a bit. I could go on.
Things.
What?
Anti-racist space, this
Whoa,
feminist, this diversity and inclusion space.
All right, a list. I'm circling a list. Boy, oh boy. Man, he's just running through them now. Okay.
Don't we?
Yeah, we say a lot of things. You've said a lot of things. But have you said anything, dare I say, that is, at the end of the day, substantive? I would say not, but let's continue.
Maybe you said some of these things. Have you said
Have
them?
I said them? Some of the things on your screen there? I mean, I have in the past.
Has a great diversity
I
statement.
haven't,
Yes?
but
Maybe
I've
you
seen
said
companies that have them. And for those of you listening at home, he has a card up right now that has sort of a cloud kind of thing around color blindness, diversity statement, meritocracy, cognitive diversity, unconscious bias training. Boy, oh boy.
Ooh, or how about we've done our mandatory unconscious bias training? Have you said that? Ooh, one person has. There.
Okay. And you're dodging. This is filler. This is sawdust for the sausage. You still have not given us any tangible idea of why color blindness is harmful. What harm is done by not using race as a value factor in assessing someone's merit, in assessing someone's lifestyle, in assessing the condition of someone's character, and on and on? What is the harm to that principle, that way of behaving? All you've been doing is spewing out your hatred for the idea. Because the people that practice colorblindness apparently do not agree with your opinions. So you're a bigot.
Company's done that. Or maybe you're doing the new things. Maybe you're caught up with the new stuff. Maybe you're into meritocracy.
Oh yeah, meritocracy, guys. Brand new. This isn't your dad's meritocracy.
Excellence and intelligence. Ooh, or maybe you're into cognitive diversity now. That's.
I mean, I've been cognitively diverse since I was born. because I don't think exactly the same way as anyone else, except for Dogcat Fox. Of course, he just can't express himself in any real intelligent way because he's only got. Why are you looking at me like that? No, you know what I'm talking about.
Wowie wow wow.
No. Just spend some time with your friend.
Wowie wow wow.
Yeah, I know. Just settle down. Good gravy. I give you a compliment. You think like me. You know? I want to, let's see. And you can see, oh, come on. Yeah, that song, remember that song from the Jungle Book? I want to be like you. That's okay, no, never go away.
Very new, it's very chic. It is. Or maybe you're one of the old school people who's still saying, oh, I'm colorblind, or we're colorblind.
I mean, I don't say it like I need to assure somebody of anything. When the subject comes up, I'll discuss it, but I don't go around going like, hey, everybody, I'm colorblind. Or every person that's not white that I encounter go like, hey, just so you know, I'm colorblind. It's okay that you're whatever. It's not quite how it works. Maybe that's how you imagine it works. Not quite how it works. It's kind of just a passive way of being. But, you know, what do I know?
And maybe you think you know what these things mean.
I mean, I have an idea of what meritocracy means. I have an idea of what cognitive diversity means. I mean, usually these days they say neurodiverse, which is kind of a very broad catch-all, or just, you know, usually it's used to describe anybody with some degree of diagnosed, whether it's there or not, autism or something. Diversity statement, I know what they are. I know it's something that college students have been encouraged to submit along with their application for admission into college. I know it's something that companies and other organizations put onto their websites. If you want to see something really fun, guys, and I mean this, go on to Google and just search the term university anti-racist statement, or anti-racism statement, or college anti-racism statement, or company anti-racism statement. A lot of these places have left up, to this day, some of the kookiest stuff, and it has aged like. And I found one a couple of weeks ago on a college that Libs of TikTok was looking at, and I took a screenshot and I put it up in a response to their. I was talking about how here's the college thing said, here's where white folks can go to become less racist. I got quite a few likes, quite a few shares. And within about 24 hours, the college had taken down that page and it was a 404, can't find. I was kind of proud of that. I kind of made that happen. That was great. But yeah, anyway, tell me about the meaning of words again.
But have you checked?
Check what?
Have you ever looked it up?
Have I ever looked up meritocracy or colorblindness? I believe I have, yes.
Have you ever seen what the evidence says people actually think and actually do after they say these things?
No. You know why? Because you won't tell us. Aside from not supporting Black Lives Matter, a con artist's dream, and affirmative action, a racist, racially discriminatory program. Aside from those two things, you have not described anything that is a negative in believing in these things.
Because the evidence is there.
It'd be great if you presented it to us.
The science has existed for decades.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, so is phrenology. I mean, phrenology, you know, the phlogiston theory. These things existed for decades, right? The sun revolves around the earth. Has existed for decades. So obviously...
And if you've
or
had the humility to check what people actually do and actually think when they say these things.
You know, in my own way, I think I've taken the time to actually listen to what people have to say about what they believe in. So I've given a good faith effort in that regard.
You might imagine that you're helping. You might intend
Yeah.
to help. You might think you're
You
helping.
might think you're crazy. I know, yeah. But you will not present, no examples given, no on-the-ground effects of abiding by a color-blind philosophy.
You might as well be speaking nonsense.
Self-awareness, thy name is this talk, but not.
Thank you.
Wow. I mean, not just wow. Not just wow.
Wowie,
but
wow, wow.
Wowie, wow, wow. Okay. We got through the show. So far. And now the question is, let's see, if I've ended the video, I want to do an experiment. So first off, I'm putting up the bingo card. I want to try turning my camera on again just for a minute. Okay. If everything starts crapping out again, I'll turn it off again. But I just want to see. Okay. Now, you missed, I think, I don't know, I can't see myself, but you missed some great reactions, because that's the big thing these days, right? React channels to this guy's speech. So that was something. Self-awareness, rank 0. But let's look at the bingo card. All right, this is the card as I have it. As we proceed, again, if you start seeing roboting or freezing or buffering or whatever, give me a big hi sign in the chat and I'll turn off the camera again. I'd like to at least get through the rest of the show like this if it works. All right, so let's go over the card one more time by myself. If you have arguments for squares to be circled, hold on to them. I will get to you momentarily. This is bingo card C. Okay, marginalized marginalization. You see, this is where he might have the advantage of a sort of horse blinder process on this, is because he was so focused on just playing up the color blindness is bad. He didn't really talk about a whole lot else. So did he actually bring up marginalized marginalization? I don't know. Patriarchy, no. Contradicts own point, fails to make argument. Boy, howdy. Did he ever not do that? So moving on from that. Systemic or institutional? Yes, because he was talking about how mothers teach their kids color blindness, teachers teach their kids color blindness, 14 to 24-year-olds all believe in color blindness. So he was making a complaint about the systemic and institutional nature of his nemesis, color blindness. So we'll take that one as well. Moving on, white supremacy. Okay. Let's see, white supremacy. Well, he did advertise that book that talked about it was white people that all thought, yep, you know what? I'm going to circle it. Yeah, it took me a second. I just want to make sure that I'm not, going off half-cocked here or just circling something for the sake of circling something, because I don't want to do that. Let's see. How are we doing on the video? Roboting? Are we... wait, is there a bingo? No? Okay. Oh, shit. You know what? Not only am I bingo blind. Oh, God. Oh, what a malady to have for something, given what I do. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bingo blind. What do I do?
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Right?
Yeah!
Don't know. Okay. Susanna says minor issues with the video and audio. It's still messing up. It better be, okay, it better be good by tomorrow. I mean, not that I didn't want it good tonight, but I'm living on borrowed crime tomorrow. I'm going to have a first-time guest on, And if the stream starts screwing up and everything, I'm going to be very, very upset. So, all right, we'll go on this for a moment. All right, childhood or family anecdote. He never brought up himself or his family or his childhood. So, no. Weightless example, non sequitur. The whole Amaraception thing, that whole device was an absolute waste of time and meant nothing. The meaning of words. He kept focusing on the meaning of words, like, oh, words only mean what they, this, that, and the other. That was his sort of opening statement. And it never came down to meaning anything or having anything to do with anything, strangely enough. Privilege. I don't know. Self-vilification or wretchedness. At no point. Economic disparity. Did he bring up economy of any kind? Or getting a job or this, that, or the other? I don't think so. Benevolent condescension. Yes. What if I told you, and I know what you're thinking, and this, that, and the other. Over and over and over again. And with that, if you can...
Bingo!
What? Bingo! Yeah!
Of course! Of course!
Plays victim. Yes, he kept bringing up small little instances where someone would say something or he felt like this or whatever. Yes. And that's it. That's as far as I go with the card. All right, so if you have arguments for squares to be circled, put them in the chat now. And again, if everything is getting all herky-jerky or Mr. Roboto, let me know. I have to be prepared for tomorrow if things are going to go awry, because I really want tomorrow's interview to go off with as few hitches as possible. And if I know that there's going to be problems, get all paranoid. At least I'll have someone there to tell me that everything's going sideways live. All right, going over to the comments. Let's see what kind of delay we get on these. All right, Frosted Glass, marginalization. He said colorblindness just makes racism worse, meaning that things are already bad for non-whites. And now my camera's all fuzzy. Oh, okay. I just needed autofocus. It makes people more racist and more implicitly racist than explicitly racist. Yeah. Okay. If anybody else has a follow-up to that, or a different take, I'm leaning towards it. I was hoping for him saying the word is always nice. Epicast Diablo, his entire spiel against colorblindness was that it would further marginalize people. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it makes racism worse, and racism is inherently about marginalization, etc. So I will grant you that one. And with that...
Won't somebody please?
Bingo. B-I-N-G-O.
Okay!
Right?
3 bingos so far. 3 bingos. All right. Jay Blizza. He did not mention samurai once, LOL. You're correct. I don't have a doesn't mention samurai square, however. I just had an idea. Like for the... I should do an April Fool's TEDx and have like a bingo card that has just absolute random nonsense on it. Just see if by some chance some J random TEDx talk actually gets a bingo out of just, I just put like aluminum siding in one of the squares. And, samurais. Let's see. All right, got that one already. Would you rather things go a pumpernickel? Yeah, I guess I walked into that one. Hoot Owl, he also marginalized trying to bring colorblind people to his side because he'll never accept his facts. Yeah. Yeah, his facts, those that he won't even tell us. Like, how do you measure racism in someone? How do you know? If you encounter somebody who practices color blindness, how do you know how racist they were before they practiced color blindness than they are now. What tool do you use to make that measurement? 3 bingos. I only see 2 bingos. Well, there's the diagonal one, there's the one across the top, and there's the one going down from the E, or the I column, pardon me. So there's the top, there's the E column, and then there's the B down to the O. Those are the 3. There are only 3 lights! Come on. Oh, here we go. Susanna, well, he did have a book or something that was titled Racism Without Racists. Yeah, he was advertising that from some guy. But he also talked about a book that he himself wrote, or a couple of books that he wrote. So that's the prejudice. Well, that's what I was talking about at the top of the show. Anti-racism requires that racism is in all things. Racism is a universal constant. It is embedded into every institution, every system, every person. And you can never be not racist. If you look up, like I said before, if you do a Google search for like college anti-racism statement or something like that, oftentimes you will find something in there where the writer is both confessing and reporting to the reader that the state of being not racist is not something that exists. And that is the core and necessary belief of anti-racism, is that everything and everyone is racist. And some people are more racist than others. I wonder if you can imagine what those people look like. And that anti-racism is just acknowledging and confessing to the existence of racism in yourself and to everything else. If you're racist, that means you're in denial. So by our speaker's logic, obviously, if you're colorblind, that puts you in the in denial category of being a racist, but just not wanting to admit it. You're concealing that fact with your claims of colorblindness. And anti-racism, those with the anti-racism classes, they can see your racism by your claims of not using race to assess the quality of people. They have special eyes, you see. Zan Wild. Everything's okay. Everything's buffering on my side now. StreamYard, you had better get fixed between now and tomorrow at noonish time, my time, because I do not want my true crime interview going sideways the way this broadcast has. That's going to make me very upset. But Zan Wild is, oh shoot, I missed it. Back to the beginning. Well, I apologize from the future for all of the technical difficulties. Advocatus, it takes privilege and power to define words, as he said. I need something more explicit from the talk. All right, guys, we're about at the time I usually be wrapping this up, about 90 minutes or so, but I'll give another couple minutes. Any other arguments for squares to be circled? Let's see. We have remaining patriarchy, childhood or family anecdote. Again, he didn't use any. I think that one's gone. Patriarchy. He brought up feminism. He said the word, but he never talked about patriarchy as a concept. Privilege. Give me an active example from the talk. Self-vilification or wretchedness. I can't imagine a point, especially when he said that his studies and his methodology was perfect beyond measure. And economic disparity. I didn't hear anything about that. So, let's see. Hoodow, anti-racists ignore the studies of infants in the 70s that infants learn bias, not born with it beyond consumption. Well, that's something that I've been told many times in promotional videos and panel discussions. They always bring up the fact that, by ages 2 and 3, children start to notice difference. They can tell the difference between things. And that, they then jump to saying, that means that's when they become racist. Because obviously, if you can tell the difference between things, then automatically you have a value factor added for telling a difference. So you got to get to them young. You got to get to the children at very young age to make sure they don't become racist, because that's the point at which they become racist, when they start noticing difference. As though noticing difference thus means you give a value to it. Yeah, I've heard that many times. Doesn't make any more sense. At a BC, privilege of being the black man giving the speech. Well, I mean, this is what was kind of crazy to me during the course of it. He opened up with telling us this high achieving. I just had a big glitch on my screen. The card and my camera switched for a second. Is StreamYard updating their software while I'm doing this? Anyway, what was I saying? He gave a long list of admirable black people at the beginning, and that they were all behind color, or his replacement word. But he never told us why they're wrong, or how they could go their entire illustrious life to reach that conclusion. But they're also black, so they have to be from their own lived experience. I don't know. Thank you, Mike R. Check out Frosted Glass's argument. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. Everything's going sideways on here. Frosted Glass. Can you see my privilege arguments? Okay. Privilege. You said acting colorblind only makes white people feel better, meaning they're privileged. Well, is that privilege, or is that just helping them be in denial of their racism? I mean, he's already told us through, directly otherwise, that white people are inherently the most racist. And then color blindness is their sort of moral escape or play acting to, satiate their own inner guilt or something. But is that a privilege? Or is it just being in denial from his perspective? I don't know. But Mike R., thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Somebody's comment, it doesn't come up. But racism is power plus privilege, so it helps with one implies the other. Yeah, but I needed him to say it or to give an example of privilege in some way. And I see where Frosted is going, but it's that more lent itself to his argument that color blindness is just a moral escape hatch for racists. I don't know that that's, or I can't quite get that that's a privilege so much. Just said I don't know what words mean, that color blindness is bad, but never made a real point. No, he didn't. He didn't make a real point. And his whole argumentative device of amoroception was an absolute waste of time. Although I'll give him the tiniest point for realizing 3/4 of the way through his talk that he wasted his time by not just coming out and saying exactly what he meant from the beginning. Why would you use a nonsense word to make a point about the meaning of words? That never landed. Okay, privilege. It also implies they don't need to feel better, aka they're privileged. Hold on. Again, I don't see privilege there so much, except for, or instead of inherent racism. right? This belief that white people are intrinsically racist and not necessarily privileged. In this talk, that's what I mean here. It's like within the boundaries of this talk, he was talking about it as an escape hatch for white people to remain on the racist side of the argument, the denial side of the argument, versus the anti-racists who would acknowledge their inherent racism. So denial, yes, but is an example of privilege in this talk? I don't know. That didn't sound like that was the point. I mean, I could be dense. He treats them as racist and privileged. Well, he may, but I needed something in the talk that showed that. I mean, if he'd said something explicitly about white people did this or white people hold a station of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm trying to parse between what I know of the classic arguments made by anti-racist advocates or, DEI advocates and so on. But within the boundaries of this talk, I need something specific that spoke to privilege and not just him saying colorblindness is bad and white people are the most racist of all people inherently. That's necessarily privilege, I guess. Economic disparity. He's an advocate for affirmative action, which was intended to address the economic disparity between the races after the passage of the Civil Rights Act. Sure. But I mean, in colleges, it was for educational opportunities as well, which, has a obviously economic component to it. Okay. I mean, okay, you could also maybe take the affirmative action piece as going to privilege because it's there to originally and, sort of philosophically meant to redress the racial preferences of the past. I mean, right after the Civil Rights, and I've said this before, affirmative action in the immediate aftermath of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 made some sense. Simply because you draw a legal line and say from here forward, you're not allowed to treat people under law unfairly like this anymore, does nothing to address all the people that had to live under the unfair laws to begin with. So a probationary period of trying to play a little bit of catch up. You can't fix what happened in the past, but the people that live now, it would not be unfair to try to balance the scales a bit for a reasonable period of time. And I always said that affirmative action made sense for maybe a single whole generation or so after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So around about 30, 35 years. So it should have ended in the mid to late 90s, in my opinion. But it just went on and on for another almost second generation. I might have just talked myself into circling two squares. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I talked myself into it. From a sideways angle, a little bit different. It's true. But as a result of that, good argument. And if you
I had a dog, and his name was...
What?
I had a dog, and his name was...
Bingo!
Of course!
Bingo.
What?
Of course!
A double bingo. Diagonal and down. Oh my golly gosh. But patriarchy, childhood, family, and self-vilification, those are hills. I don't even know that they're hills to climb because none of those things came up. Or I could be easily convinced otherwise. He never, called himself part of the problem. He never talked about his family or his growing up. And, he mentioned feminism, but he never talked about any concept or anything dealing with power of men in society or over women or anything else. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Pretty full card. Good arguments. Even if I needed some convincing or I came at it the other way, I always appreciate you guys taking the time to try to convince me or to hash it out, because that's always the best part of these shows. What's not the best part of these shows is the technical difficulties. And StreamYard, I swear, if you mess up... Okay. By the way, tomorrow, special programming note. At 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, will be what I'm calling Episode 1 of Season 2 of Living on Borrowed Crime, my interview series and discussion series with true crime content creators, although that's a term I'm going to be musing on, I think, tomorrow with my guest. My guest being Beside the Dying Fire. If you have not checked out the YouTube channel, Beside the Dying Fire, please do. Beside the Dying Fire was recommended to me the first time I heard the name years ago in one of my early interviews with Matt Orchard, and I think Dave's Lemonade mentioned him too. I could be wrong about that, but I remember at least two people on the panel or in my little group saying, you should really look at Beside the Dying Fire. And I did, and I was not sorry. Really good stuff, and his latest video is, as far as I can tell, his longest effort yet at an hour and a half, full-length, feature-length documentary on a very controversial police shooting case. So anyway, I'm going to be talking to Beside the Dying Fire. I don't know what his real name is, and I don't know what he might like to be called. I don't know if we have to give him a nickname for the sake of the interview. We've done that before, from Stave, from Stay Awake, but we'll see. But anyway, tomorrow, 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern, going to do that. And StreamYard, fix your shit. Otherwise, will there be there may or may not be a Saturday stream. It all depends on timing. I may either take the day or circumstances may waylay me. But if there's a Saturday stream or a Sunday stream, I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. And hopefully that too, if I decide to do it, will not have any technical difficulties. By the way, did you know? What if I told you? What if I told you I have a Discord server? Would you like to join the Discord server? If I told you I had a Discord server, well, the link to the Discord server is in the chat right now. All you have to do is click on that link and you'll find yourself on the landing channel called Say Hello. And in addition to saying hello, you just have to say the secret word. And the secret word will tell me that you're not a bot. Actually watch the stream and thus earn the right, the privilege, the entitlement to join the Discord server. And today's secret word is Amaraception. What else could it be? Say hello, Amaraception, and I'll accept whatever wacky spelling of those the syllables you'd like to use. Amara? Amara? Amora? I don't know. So that's it. Say hello, Amaraception, and you'll be able to join the Discord server. Other than that, everyone, thank you for joining me. I appreciate everyone's patience in wallowing through all the technical difficulties as we did. I'm hoping that was a one-time deal until the next time. And I'm hoping for as much as I am paying for this service, and everyone else has been forced to pay for this service over the last couple of years after a nearly 100% price increase, that they get this hammered out and they're not releasing beta code in the middle of people's shows or whatever. But anyway, I digress. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things. Even though everyone here is so well behaved, you have very, very little to do. Everybody who donated either to myself or to the link at the top of the chat box to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society donation page. Guys, thank you so much for your generosity. Very much appreciate it. Please, please, please join me if you can tomorrow for Living on Borrowed Crime, or if you know someone who's interested in true crime type things, let them know that I have this series. I'm trying to get it back running again. I want to do regular shows. Help me out. Get me excited again. Please. Oh, please work out. And please StreamYard. Anyway, everyone, have a good rest of your Thursday evening. Hope you have a good Friday ahead of you. Good weekend as well. And if you're not well, please get well. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.